the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here with OP Racing as they present their Super Speedway Series. Tonight we're here at Daytona for 250 miles. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is none other than the criminal himself, Dave World. Dave, how you doing out there tonight?
Pretty good. Let me out. Drop the handcuffs off at door of the broadcast room here, so happy to be out, happy to be joining you and watching another great race here from OP Racing Super Speedway Series.
Well, Daytona has the sun going down here tonight, and speaking of sun going down, it's going down on quite a few things for the moment. 1 minute left here in our practice session. Not only that, but the season is drawing to a close, as we only have 2 races left in the regular season. We got this race here tonight at Daytona, and then next week we will be at the Legacy Daytona, or the Bumpy Daytona, or Daytona 07, whatever you want to call it, but that's coming up April 13th. And that is the final race of the regular season. 13 drivers going to make it into the chase, all the drivers with a win. Well, we thought maybe win and you're in. That may not be the case. We have had so many winners this season that 12 drivers are going to get in on a win, and then the 13th driver is the highest points finisher without a win. And right now that is Anthony English. Not only that, he's leading our point standings. Got 490 accumulated points, 16 points ahead of Logan Helton. But Logan's got a win. James has a win. Rick Seaburns has a win. All these guys in the top 10 have wins in the point standings. So Anthony English looking pretty solid, like he's going to get in. If someone else wins a race here that has not won so far this season, man, we're going to start having eliminations between the drivers who have all won races.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what makes winning a race here in OP Racing Super Speedway Series so important and crucial. And that's why when you see the drivers get the 2 wins in the bank, you see them kind of back down a little bit and start really helping out their teammates. Because, I mean, it's not very often you see repeat winners here in OP Racing Super Speedway Series during the season. So once you do that, you kind of got a comfort zone, and I believe we do have a few drivers out there on track for qualifying, KR.
Yeah, right now the 21 of Daniel Holloway is working his way down the back stretch, trying to get that Hershey Kisses machine up to speed. Holloway, I'm gonna have to check it here, and it is a long list, but I think Daniel Holloway is one of those guys still looking for his first win of the season. Right now he's 28th in the point standings, and you know, Holloway runs at the front so much, it's hard to believe that if you look at his point standings, he's only had 1 top 10.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Huh. That is very interesting, because I remember quite a few Monday nights seeing that 21 right up there near the front. That's actually a surprising statistic there.
Yeah, he's had a rough go at trying to get that race win. He does have a few stage wins, and as you said, he's someone that stays at the front, but come time for that checkered flag to fall, he's had a rough time figuring out where victory lane is.
And it can all be a product of the final lap. We've seen a little bit of chaos there over the past few weeks with some last lap chaos and carnage. Maybe we'll see it again tonight. Maybe we won't. Who knows? As of right now, Daniel Holloway is sitting on top of the scoring charts. Not very many drivers putting in a timed lap right now. Do have Josh Milam in his 7 machine hugging the yellow line, moving down the backstretch. So he's on his 2nd time lap. Let's see if he can take away that top spot from Holloway.
Now, Josh Milam does come into tonight's event with a race win. He sits 11th in the point standing, so he is one of those drivers, you know, kind of on the bubble of just that one win category. May not be able to make it into the chase with that one win, but right now Milam sitting on top of the leaderboard with that fast lap.
And I was actually paying attention to Logan Helton there for a while. His first lap, he ran almost his entire warm-up lap at about 85 miles an hour. I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe trying to get some more temperature in the oil lines or something like that. Maybe get the engine a little bit warmer before he took to the gas. But he has got a big gap to make up if he's going to try to take over the pole position. Maybe Rodney Cobb out there looks like he is also on a timed lap now, KR.
Checking on a few of these other drivers that are out there. You mentioned the 44 of Rodney Cobb, that Baskin-Robbins machine. Now up on the wall. Looks like he is just now starting his first time lap. We'll see where that 44 can end up. Logan Helton in the 63 has put himself on top of the leaderboard. We're not done with qualifying just yet. We got 6 minutes left to go. Cody Ober in the 8 machine right now finding himself in 10th place. Some news coming out of the DEI wannabes. Alex Green and Robert Payne both sound like they have stepped away for the season. And we're going to try and get Alex Green up in the broadcast booth. Maybe get him to talk to us a little bit, hang out, you know, and keep him involved with what's going on Monday nights. But, you know, things change throughout people's lives. And Alex Green having to step away for a moment. That has left Cody Ober in the 8. Stuck with Daniel Harrington and Daniel Holloway.
News indeed. I knew nothing about that.
Well, that's okay, Dave. I don't tell you everything. I just tell you what you need to know. And show up here Monday at, 5 minutes before the broadcast starts.
I wish I could.
Will Weber in the 24 machine, out on track, fuel sim racing, having a good amount of drivers with race wins. In fact, all 4 of them have race wins. Will Weber down in 14th place in the point standings. He's one of those drivers on the bubble with his 1 race win, but every single driver out of FSR having a win so far this season. So they got a lot of bullets in this championship run.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting over this week and next week to see how that Alliance Motorsports team does. Almost the entire team locked in, pretty much like FSR. So could be a championship fight between 2 dominant teams this season. We've seen them both get hooked up during races, early pit stops, late in the stage runs. So it's more than just an individual run right now at the championship. Got a lot of teammates involved with each other.
Mark Mann in the 04. He is out on track right now. Mark, a driver for Alliance Motorsports. And Alliance Motorsports, no slouch either in the win column. Right now, the only one without a win from Alliance, that is Anthony English. But as I mentioned, he's one of those guys sitting on top of the leaderboard in the point standings. He doesn't have a win yet, but he, for the moment, is for sure locked into the chase by points alone, by being the highest finishing points earner, points accruer. He's got more points than anyone else. and he's going to be able to get in on points by maintaining that status.
I have no idea what you just said, KR.
I don't either. Good grief. It's too early for this.
Batman still on his timed laps this time by. He's going to be hugging that yellow line all the way around this 2.48 mile super speedway here. I mean, it's going to be crazy tonight, KR. I can just feel it. I've seen some of the drivers kind of having fun out there in happy hour. Dude, I think they're feeling really good. I think we're in for one heck of a treat here tonight.
I think so too. The 78 of Donald Stewart out on track, the 78 machine working around this Daytona super speedway, trying to stay high along the wall there. And with just over 2 minutes left to go, our drivers starting to wrap up this qualifying session. Only a handful of drivers have not qualified. And onto that top spot in that 63 machine, Randall Cobb in the 52 has moved into second, and third place going to Mark Mann in the 04. So things starting to pick up here for qualifying.
Yeah, with about 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go, I think the man that you're going to have to watch, the man that's got a lot of poles out there this season, Anthony English, out on track, second lap, got a long way to take that top spot away, but don't leave him out. He's got a dog in this fight still.
All right, guys, with that being said, we're going to step away for the moment, go to our national anthems, but don't worry, we'll be back to bring you our starting lineup tonight.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the grid. That means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. Row number 1 for tonight's 250 miler at Daytona, Logan Helton in the 63 with a 47.195. Randall Cobb on his outside in that 52. Gonna be row number 1. Row number 2 gonna be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 3 will be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 10 machine of Robert Duvendak. Row number 4 will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 8 of Cody Ober. Row 5, the 40 of Anthony English and the 35 of Doug Rice.
Row number 6, the 28 of Derek Connolly and the 82 of Dan Harrington. Row number 7, the 95 of James Mayer and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Row number 8, the 78 of Donald Stewart and the 44 of Rodney Cobb. Row number 9, the 62 of Les Levy and the 11 of Chase Berry. Row number 10 here tonight, the 00 of Rob Connors and the 77 of David Booth.
Row number 11 will be the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 50 of Sean McCary. Row 12 will be the 02 of David Overstreet and the 24 of Will Weber. Row 13 going to be the 23 of Brian Mansfield and then the 14 of Cody Eldred. Well, he's scored out there, but tonight he is our race control, as he is every Monday night here with OP Racing Super Speedway Series. And of course, we want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Cody Eldred for doing that. Keeps us informed up in the broadcast booth. He keeps these drivers in check. He keeps iRacing in check. And it is a thankless job. So, Cody, we appreciate all you do, man. Thank you so much.
Definitely a thankless job up there in the control booth, making sure stage winners are sorted out, and making sure cautions and penalties are issued properly, race running smooth. So man in the booth up there controlling things, helping iRacing get its craziness correct from time to time goes a very long way.
That it does, but right now we're getting ready to fire these bad boys off. 3 stages here tonight. Stage number 1 gonna end at the completion of lap 25. Everyone got to get to that stage mark first. 25 drivers gonna take the green flag here tonight. Logan Helton leading them all to the green flag, and here we go for the Daytona 250. Logan Helton in the 63 has the 26 already to his back bumper. And man, I'll tell you what, that 52 and the 04, they're going to try and make up some lost ground here. They got a little late start, but they are starting to build some steam on that high side.
Yeah, starting to build some steam on that high side, and they've got the 10 of Robert Duvendak coming to help them. One driver slipping down to the bottom right there. I believe that may have been Doug Rice ducking down to the bottom lane. That's going to leave just 3 cars on the outside. Going to have a tough time coming up and challenging for the lead here as we come to finish lap number 1.
The 26 moving up to the high side. Logan Helton going to try and lead this thing, but Hunter Reynolds wants to steal it from him, but not going to get it done. Logan Helton going to lead the first lap here tonight. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, door to door with his teammate. That is the 7 of Josh Milam. But Logan Helton, the kid, as you like to call him, 1 win in the books for him. Already out in front of this field by virtue of a great qualifying effort. We'll see if he can maintain this pace and win a stage, but we still got quite a few laps to go before we can get to the end of the stage.
Yeah, quite a few laps before we get there, but we can expect some of these drivers to hit pit road a little bit early, probably around the 5 to 6 laps into this thing, in order to ensure they make it to the end of the stage, not having to pit again. So look for fuel strategy already to come into play early here, working lap number 3.
4 cars in that outside lane. Now make it 5 as the 7 of Josh Milam moves up in front of his teammate. 2 drivers from Fuel Sim Racing in that outside lane going to take the lead away from the 63 of Helton. Josh Milam, though, not dropping down to the inside just yet. He's going to stay with his teammate up in that second lane. They're going to try and lead this lap, but here comes a hard-charging Daniel Holloway in the 21, pushing that 63 machine back to the front.
Yeah, still not quite ready to give up the lead as Logan Helton going to maintain down on the inside lane. And man, these drivers not giving any way just yet, still side by side working lap number 4. Looks like we've got a few drivers in the back. KR starting to get a little bit more patient and drop down to the inside lane, be single file running back through about 15th on back. But up at the front, these drivers not scared to mix it up, still running double file all the way around this track.
Yeah, Logan Helton hanging tough on that yellow line. He's not coming up from that line just yet. Why would he? He's got the preferred line. May not always be the fastest line, but it is the preferred one. And the 7 of Josh Milam gonna steal that lap away as he leads his first lap of the race. Logan Helton in the 63, gonna take it right back though through the bottom of 1 and 2.
Just a boxing match up there at the front of the field, standing in the middle of the ring, just punching each other in the face, swapping the lead back and forth lap after lap. Josh Milam trying to take that top spot away with help from Hunter Reynolds, not quite able to do it just yet as that inside starts to prevail once again off of turn 4.
Few drivers making the break for pit road. You called it about lap 5, and here they come, led by the 21 of Holloway, Cody Ober in the 8 machine on pit road. The 52 is also there of Randall Cobb. So quite a few drivers making the short pit stop here. The 7 of Josh Milam staying out front. He and his teammate, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, now move down to the bottom lane. The 04 of Mark Mann and the 10 of Robert Duvendak. They got some momentum on the high side. Here comes Logan Helton. He's going to make a move up to the high side, make it 3 cars battling in that upper lane for the race lead.
3 cars now make it 4, as I believe that is the 95 of Mayer coming right there to the rear deck lid of that 63 of Helton. They'll put 4 cars out there, keeping the steam and the momentum up. And a little bit surprised, KR, we've seen Alliance Motorsports usually leading that short pit, that fuel strategy cycle here, and they're staying out on track 2 laps longer than I'm used to seeing lately.
Yeah, they like to come down pit road. They like to try and be the first group on the pit road. But right now they are split up a little bit. Not only that, but all the Alliance Motorsports drivers are on the high side. Top 3 on the inside lane, all Fuel Sim Racing teammates. They are going to be able to pit with ease down on that inside line. And just a few cars behind the 28 of Derek Conley is the 4th team member from FSR. That is Will Weber in that 24 machine. So FSR may be looking like it's going to hit pit road pretty soon with everyone down on that yellow line.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see this team battle play out over these next 2 races. As we've said in leading up to qualifying and during qualifying, Fuel Sim Racing has got all their drivers with a win, pretty much all of them locked in. 4 out of the 5 Alliance Motorsports drivers pretty much locked in. They're trying to get everybody locked in as well. So crucial points for the stage in. So maybe strategies are flip-flopping around, trying to play the long game this time, and Fuel Sim Racing down there blocking that inside lane, just not having any of it.
Can go on board with the 21 of Daniel Holloway. You can see the lead pack just now coming off of turn 2 onto the backstretch as Holloway's going to make the break for turn number 3. These guys all made their pit stops, running nose to tail, trying to stay single file and build up a little bit more speed than that lead pack. They have really done a great job of getting on and off pit road. But Holloway, right now, he does find himself 34.5 seconds off the race lead.
Yeah, and I think he's just going to be waiting for these drivers to hit pit road so he can gain back all the time. It's about a 25, 27 second pit delta if you're just getting enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. So not on and off pit road very long. So should be able to make that distance and gap up, even though they don't have quite the numbers.
Yeah, Holloway in that 21 last time around turned a very similar lap time to our race leader. In fact, he was just 1/100th of a second faster. So that small little group doing a good job getting up to speed. And I don't want to try and predict anything because it's racing, and as soon as you predict something, it all goes to crap. But that group that has been on and off pit road, be watching for them to come charging right back to this race lead when everyone else hits their pit stops.
You're absolutely right about when you start to predict stuff. I know firsthand. That's why I've started keeping my mouth shut about who I think has a chance to win races, because I mention them and they're not finishing.
The second group of drivers have gone away from the single file lineup. They are all racing for position now. Oh, as the 44 is going to get turned. Somehow he saves it. Now the 82 of Daniel Harrington's going to go around. We stay green, but that has broke up that second pack, and the big loser going to be Dan Harrington and the 44 of Rodney Cobb. Here comes Mark Mann to blow past these two drivers as they went for a spin, but somehow managed to keep it straight enough. We do not have a caution. And now Sean McCarrick on pit road, along with Brian Mansfield and Chase Berry. They have all made pit stops and got back out on track, but here comes the 04 Mark Mann out in front of this field.
Yeah, Mark Mann has the lead, has led the last, I believe it is 2 laps now for Mann in the book. No, actually make that 3. But once he's gotten the lead, he's maintained it. Has Josh Milam right behind him. Hunter Reynolds right there as well. Outside lane, not quite getting there with Robert Duvendak and Logan Help.
Duvendak in the 10 machine. Teammates with the 04 Mark Mann, both drivers out of that Alliance Motorsports stable. Logan Helton in that 63. He's a checkered flag motorsports driver. He and Les Levy from Checkered Flag Motorsports having a win on the season themselves. So, you know, 2 drivers from Checkered Flag Motorsports being locked in. We'll see if we can get another one.
And coming down to the end of the season, if you don't have any help in this championship, I think you're going to be left out to dry very, very early in the chase for the championship. As we've mentioned it multiple times here tonight, you got FSR and Alliance Motorsports with pretty much their entire teams in the chase, so you know the teammates are more than likely going to work with each other, try to get down to that final race where it may be a shootout between teammates.
We're riding on board with Batman himself, the 04 Mark Mann, as they work their way past the 44 Rodney Cobb. Cobb now 2 laps down. Things have gone from bad to worse for this 44 machine. He has had to make another pit stop and get rolling once again, but man, he's got an uphill battle now, being 2 laps down.
Yeah, 1 lap down this early, not such a bad thing. You don't quite want to have it, but 2 laps going to be very tough to overcome. He's going to be able to get one of these laps back here shortly at the end of the first stage. I believe all these drivers will hit pit road, even the ones that have already been on pit road. So if he stays out, he may be able to steal 1 lap back, and then he's just going to have his fingers crossed during stage number 2.
Right now, your race leader, the 04 Mark Mann, out front for 6 laps and counting. Drivers starting to run these fuel tanks a little bit dry. About 18 to 19 laps is all they can make on a green flag run here. Mark Mann, Josh Milam have led for 12 laps apiece. So, you know, they have been on the throttle. They are burning as much fuel as possible to keep those cars out in front. So, you know, maybe here in another lap or 2, the 04 and the 7 will have to hit pit road.
Yeah, KR, and it's actually one of my concerns right now is we've got a lot of cars still right here in this lead pack, 14 of them to be exact. And that is a lot of cars trying to come to pit road, get woed up and cross the line without hitting the grass, without having any issues. So pit road entry is going to be huge for a number of these drivers here in the next lap or 2.
2 cars, now 3 cars in that outside lane. Robert Duvendak in the 10 machine, the 63 of Logan Helton, and the 95 of James Mayer, all working their way through 1 and 2 now. And yeah, this whole lead pack looks like everyone kind of planning to run as long as they can before they hit pit road, and it will make for a very busy entrance on the pit lane.
Yeah, I think if I'm anybody's crew chief on that inside lane, I'm telling them now. And if nobody comes with us, then nobody is coming, KR. That is, wow. These drivers must know a little more about the fuel cell than we do up here in the booth. Maybe they can get 20 to 21 laps out of it here at Daytona as opposed to Talladega. So not sure if the track's making a difference on the fuel window, but man, I'd give up the track position as opposed to run out.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to run out. I think maybe we just have gotten the miscalculation a little bit. Not anything that we can't do, but you know, we're pretty good at miscalculating.
What are you talking about? I do math good.
Ooh, we got several drivers hitting pit road, but 2 of them have gone for a spin. That is the 02 of David Overstreet and the 62 of Les Levy. Les is going to make it onto pit road. David Overstreet in the 02 machine, going to spin it around, but he is going to lose a ton of time because of all that. Now a few drivers pulling away. FSR pitting as a team, all 4 of them down and away. Mark Mann in the 04 though, staying out. He's got his teammate, the 10 of Robert Duvendak, right behind him, and the 63 of Logan Helton. And they are now going to make their break for pit lane. The 44 does stay out.
Oh, that was close for man.
So this group of drivers all making their way onto pit road. Logan Helton a little bit more aggressive onto pit lane, working his way around the 10 of Duvendak.
Yeah, that was a crazy little entry there. Got a little excited on the mic. Sorry about that, KR. Mark Mann was coming to the line right there, had the tires locked up a little bit, almost slid out into the grass, and that would have gave him a penalty. So good job for him. And oh, it looks like he may have gotten that penalty. He is still in his box.
One driver taking a little shortcut to the infield. That is the 78 of Donald Stewart. Spun his tires trying to get up to speed, trying to get that 78 rolling. He is going to lose a lap in the process. The 63 of Logan Helton being credited with the race lead, but for how long, I couldn't tell you, because here comes the rest of the field. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, full head of steam. He's got his 3 other teammates right behind him, and they're going to charge to the front. So Hunter Reynolds now out in front as the 4 FSR drivers in a perfect train formation make their way to the race lead and then some as they continue to pull away.
Yeah, and luckily for Rodney Cobb, he was able to get one of his laps back right there, in danger of going back down a second lap. But if things were to shake out and he stays in front, oh, we've got English into the wall. He's up and over, spinning on his lid.
Several cars involved in this one. Caution flag coming out. The 52 of Randall Cobb involved. The 40 of Anthony English going up and over. And he is torn up that machine. Let's back this up. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Take another look at this. It looks like everyone trying to squeeze past the 82. Anthony English, hard impact. It looks like the 95 of James Mayer getting involved as well. Take another look at this from the 40. The 82 tried to drop down, and Anthony English just a pinball. And man, a rough ride for the 40 machine. James Mayer in the 95 went spinning down to the infield. Take another look at this. The 4 Rick Seabrand's getting a little bit of damage, but man, Mayer, hard impact into the tire wall in that 95 machine. As we go back live, race control just keyed up the mic and has said, end of the stage. Your race winner for the stage is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds.
Yeah, and actually, race control doing a heck of a job of answering the question that I was thinking about. Didn't have a chance to say, you know, I wonder if that's going to bring out the stage end. And it indeed does. So all the drivers going to be hitting pit road. Look for some of the drivers that were just put down one lap, such as I believe it was Rodney Cobb and Daniel Harrington. They're going to get themselves back on the lead lap here. Gonna have to pit a little sooner than the rest of the field, though, so that may end up backfiring actually for Rodney Cobb back there running in 25th.
Yeah, I think Dan Harrington going to be either Harrington or Cobb is going to get that wave around as the 26 of Hunter Reynolds wins the race off of pit road. So let's see if we can talk to the driver of the 26 machine, and that is none other than Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, congratulations on the stage 1 win, man. Nice job out there so far tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. We were running good up front with the boys there, and decided not to short pit tonight, see what happens, because it helped out last week, and you know, we all hit our pit stops beautifully and got the win.
Well, man, that 26 machine had a solid charge and excellent teamwork. A beautiful example of how teamwork can affect a pit stop. All 4 FSR drivers got in line from the moment y'all left pit road, and it paid off.
It most definitely did pay off. Josh had a little screw up in the pit, but it didn't cost him that much. It cost him me, I guess. But, you know, we all hit our pit stops perfectly. We were able to come out together, get a huge run, and unfortunately there was a wreck back there, but it worked out in our favor.
All right, man. Well, stage win going to that 26 machine. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates, FSR. Those guys are the best teammates you could ever ask for. Green's Rod Shop, all the friends and family watching, of course all the spectators as well. Turn 3, you guys do a good job, and all the league admins.
All right, that is the driver of the 26 machine, Hunter Reynolds, your stage 1 winner, taking a moment to talk to us. And with that being said, guys, we're going to step away for a brief moment. We'll be back to bring you our stage number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field has started to form up behind the Ford Buttstain, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, your stage 1 winner. Gonna restart on the inside of road number 1. On his outside, his teammate, the 7 machine, Josh Milam. And then a third FSR driver, that is the 28 of Derek Conley. He's inside row number 2. Cody Ober in the 8 machine, gonna be outside row number 2 for this restart. The Ford Buttstain starting to look at pit lane. There it goes. It has made the decision to finally get out of our way. And Hunter Reynolds and Josh Milam gonna pick up the throttle as we kick off stage number 2 here at Daytona. Who's it gonna be for this stage as Hunter Reynolds and Josh Milam send it off into turn number 1?
Milam on the outside, Hunter's digging on Reynolds, digging on the bottom. I completely flopped his first and last name around and kept the S where it should be. Don't know how I did that.
Down the back stretch they go. No one making any drastic moves just yet at the front of the field. A newcomer who's starting to emerge here for stage number 2. That is the 53 of Dave Hunt. And Dave, he's got a stage win this season. Looking for another one. That 53 machine quietly moving forward after starting in 21st spot. So, man, this guy's got to wait with the field. He knows how to get up there.
Yeah, KR, and I'm actually a little bit concerned and worried for that 40 of Anthony English. I do not believe he's got a win on the season yet. And after that crazy spin down the back stretch on his lid, he finds himself way back in the pack, and I'm pretty sure he had to burn his one and only repair. Yeah, early caution here in stage number 2. What that's going to do is open up the fuel window. These drivers may be able to push this thing to the end of stage 2 without having to come to pit road, but that's also going to put a few drivers behind the 8-ball. Anthony English with some more damage now. He's going to have to come down pit road. So strategies could change up quite a bit here.
Yeah, and I hit the cough button for my mic. Forgot to unmute it. So yeah, guys are on top of it. Unfortunately, I am not. So yeah. Anyway, so the 40 and the 77 with that contact, as I was saying before all that happened, Anthony English in a great position for the championship because there is the highest points accumulation without a win being locked into the chase. So right now that is the 40 of Anthony English. He just needs to, well, not detonate 2 weeks in a row.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's always a chance. We have had a few drivers come down pit road, one of those being the 52 and the 44 of Buck Wild Racing. Doug Rice also hitting pit lane. Several others working on the damaged race car, including the 40 of Anthony English and the 77 of David Booth. But again, guys, man, you know, that 40 machine may not have a win, but he has had a very impressive season. He's got 9 top 10s, 3 top 5s. He has accumulated 120 bonus points in total this season. He is riding that wave of bonus points to the top of the leaderboard. Anthony English has done an outstanding job this season, even though he has not been able to hit victory lane.
That is a lot of bonus points right there. And actually another driver that's had a really good season, surprisingly good if that, Logan Helton. He does have a win, finally got a win. Missed it, hate that I missed it. God, I hated that. But, I mean, he had a good chance at slotting himself in on points as well before he got that win.
Yeah, Logan Helton came into tonight's second place. Second place in the points standings. So, yeah, he is another one of those drivers who's accumulated quite a few bonus points. He's got 101 points in total. Not only that, 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s.
That is a pretty impressive for a rookie, especially with the level of talent and the caliber of drivers that are here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series KR. I mean, that's saying something. Come in as a rookie and hold a points standing that high throughout the entire season. I don't think we've really seen him outside of maybe the top 4 in the points all year long, and then being able to win in your first season. I mean, that's some legendary stuff here.
That it is, and something haven't done in a while, but I want to do it once again. The 04 Mark Mann, buddy, I got one for you. It's a nice cold soda, I swear.
Mug root beer.
Yes, that it is. But you know, Mark Mann right now sitting in 6th place in the Batmobile. New paint template available to all the Cup cars, and one of those new pieces of customizable paint is the nameplate on that 04, and Mark Mann has had his painter add Bat to the front of Man. You put those two together and it says Batman.
That is epic. I absolutely love it. I want to drive that car. Not the paint, but that car, so when I'm sitting in it, I can be Batman.
Well, you might have to go over to his house or something. I don't know. Sweet talk him a little bit.
I can hijack it. Remember, I am a criminal.
You are a criminal. What'd you do again? Oh, that's right. You hung out with me.
I mean, it was your fault.
Well, at least one of us didn't get caught. Sacrifices must be made from time to time.
It's been 3 times then.
You'll be fine.
My lawyer doesn't think so anymore.
But his kids appreciate it.
I bet they would.
All right, as the field comes around, lights have gone out on the Ford Mustang. We're gonna fire this off. Stage number 2 underway. Gonna end at the completion of lap 50. Josh Milam, Cody Ober, row number 1 for this restart. Here we go. Pace car down and away. Josh Milam in the 7 machine in control. Can go at any time of his choosing. Green, the flag is out, and we are back underway as the 8 of Cody Ober going to get an excellent restart.
Ober with a good restart on the outside lane, has Duvendak right behind him, but now surging back to the point is Josh Milam with help from that 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Eric Connolly right there mixing things up as well at the front of the field, so good to see him up there. Will Weber also right there running that inside lane 4th car back in that 24 machine.
With that quick caution coming out, it did allow Dan Harrington back on the lead lap. So all 25 drivers once again back to the lead lap. Nobody out of this race just yet. Everyone out there cycling around and driving for all they are worth up on the wheel here tonight as the sun is starting to set. The 7 machine of Milam to the inside of the 8 of Cody Ober. And Milam, and he'd be ecstatic to get another win in that 7 machine. But Cody Ober, his championships are on the line here. He's got 2 races left to pick up this race win.
And I tell you what, Duvendak not holding back one bit right there on that rear bumper, pushing the 8 all through the entries of the corner right there on his rear deck lid. Once again, the outside lane a lot closer in their draft in the inside lane. I think we'll see that outside lane prevail here in the next lap or two, because looks like the inside lane's not quite as organized.
Want to take a moment to talk about the 44 of Rodney Cobb. Let's keep in mind, not too long ago, he was 2 laps down, but man, he stayed up on the wheel, kept at it, and right now he finds himself back on the lead lap in 15th spot. That 44 machine getting it done out there is Chase Berry in the 11 machine. Gonna go and make it 3 wide. Nobody working with the 11 of Berry just yet. Might see someone try and venture up there. The 44 looks like he's gonna join him, but Chase Berry trying to make something happen.
And it looks like the driver's just not really interested in it as of right now. They'd rather just run doubled up. But Berry's still trying to make that high line work. Looks like maybe, I believe that is the 50 going up there to help him. Sean McCarrick maybe trying to work with Berry and try to get that 3rd lane rolling. Looks like it's going up. Duvendak looking to block that 3rd lane run. Not going to happen just yet as Milam still holds the point down on the bottom lane with help from Hunter Reynolds.
Looking out the back of the 8 of Cody Ober, you can see the 10 of Robert Duvendak tucked into his back bumper, but the 11 of Chase Berry right there in that 3rd lane using the side draft when it's not really a side draft. He's using the draft that the 10 is pulling when that 10 steps out of line to cool his engine off. That is keeping the 11 of Chase Berry in this fight in that 3rd lane without any help.
And we almost had a 4 wide there for a second. Look at that 78, big move. Now slicing down to the bottom right in front of Mayer. That was looking a little bit shady there for a second. Looking like may have 4 wide for a brief moment, but drivers thought better of it. Now it looks like Mark Mann's getting stuck on the middle lane by himself. Nope. Driver's going to hang Berry out there still.
Yeah, Chase Berry really doing an excellent job in that 3rd lane by himself without really having any consistent help. No one on his back bumper trying to push him up there. And now it looks like he's going to slide in behind the 04 of Mark Mann. Nope, just kidding. Yep, maybe he is.
Well, for now he is. Wait for the run once again. We'll see if he sticks there or if he takes it. Maybe he takes it to the middle this time. Not just yet, hanging out right behind that 04 of Mark Mann.
The 77 of David Booth on and off of pit road. He is going to end up going 1 lap down here as he has made his pit stop for this stage. So the 77 of Booth trying to get back up to speed. Field's going to flash past him as he is down on the apron.
And, you know, just going to spotlight him one more time. You already mentioned him early in this latest green flag run. Rodney Cobb in that 44. 2 laps down, less than 12 laps ago. And now, not only is he back on the lead lap, but he is in 11th, knocking on a top 10 right now, coming to the end of stage number 2. And he doesn't have, well, he hasn't used his fast repair, hasn't had any damage, just a little bit of a misfortunes for him. He finds himself right back up in the mix. So things happen very quick, and your circumstances can change at any given moment.
Want to check in on the 23 of Brian Mansfield. This 23 machine, I believe, making his first start. Let's try and see here. Actually, I take that back. This is going to be his 5th start of the season. So Brian Mansfield, right now, a rookie out there in his 5th race, finding himself in 11th place in that 23 machine. Got a very iconic paint scheme. For those of you who enjoy a Ricky Bobby themed paint job.
Reynolds made a move from the bottom up to take the lead of that outside lane from Cody Ober. He's trying to take the point away from his FSR teammate Josh Milam. Not able to do it just yet. The push just isn't there from Ober as Milam continues to click off the laps, now leading 21. Make it 22 at the line. No, Hunter Reynolds, I believe, is going to snatch that one away just as they cross the stripe.
Yeah, that 7 machine of Josh Milam putting in an excellent performance so far as we're going to go 3 wide. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds maybe going to get split here by the 8 or the 10. Duvendak in that 10 machine going to that 3rd lane. Now he's going to drop down behind the 11 of Chase Berry.
Close call there for Duvendak, almost into that outside wall, able to keep it off it, keep that right side clean. Aero is a lot here at a super speedway, but if you can stay in the draft, you should be all right with it a little bit. But if you rub in that right front fender the wrong way, and you're going to have yourself a bad night in a few laps after that.
Don't look now, but we got 3 FS drivers in a line down on the inside lane. One of those FSR drivers is leading the charge in the outside lane, and he is clear, able to drop down in front of his teammate, and the 26 is going to do that. Now the 8 of Cody Ober going up to the high side here, the 10 of Duvendak and the 11 of Chase Berry are going to work to the inside to get around him, as Ober going to scrape the wall a little bit. The 50 is Sean McCarrick, going to go right through the middle and try and work his way past the 8 machine. Now Ober going to tuck in the line after losing a few spots.
And that's going to be a tough thing, I can't even say it, a tough thing to do, overtake those 4 FSR teammates down there running on the inside lane. Duvendak has got his hands full with help or not from Barry. I'm not sure he's going to be able to push himself up and around to take the lead as we get ready to end stage number 2.
And stage 2 going to end at the completion of lap 50. And I'll tell you, these FSR guys looking like they are on point here tonight and wanting every single lap to go to one of these 4 drivers.
You know, KR, I said it a few laps ago, you know, when things happen, they happen fast and your situation can change rapidly. Just look at that 8 of Cody Ober. He went from battling for the race lead all the way back now to the 10th spot. So just a little misjudgment can cost you a lot of ground and a lot of spots on the racetrack.
Yeah, but the 8 has made it into the line down on the inside lane. Now all you do is take a deep breath, focus on putting your car in the right spot at the right time, and make your way back forward and try and wrestle away this lead from the 26 of Hunter Reynolds.
You can try to wrestle it away. I don't think you're going to be able to do it. I think FSR really wants to maintain that inside lane and keep one of their guys at the front and at the point, but we've seen the outside lane get enough momentum, get enough speed up, and slowly but surely go to the front of the field. Looks like Duvendak now with a run. Not going to be able to get there at the line, but there you see it right there. It was what I was talking about. It takes a while, but it can happen.
The 10 of Duvendak trying to steal away a stage win from the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds trying to win 2 stages here. Who is the 10 of Duvendak going to get a little loose down the straightaway? Looked like the 11 of Chase Berry gave him a shot to the back bumper where they weren't as square as possible. But man, both drivers up on the wheel, able to keep it in check.
Yeah, and I think that outside lane's going to have a little bit of trouble as long as the third car in the line, I believe that may be the 78 of Donald Stewart. See the gap that he's got to the back of Barry. Look at the inside lane. Those top 3 drivers are a lot closer in relation to each other than what the top 3 on the outside lane are running with each other. So now you see that inside lane start to slowly pull away down on the inside lane.
All 4 FSR drivers staying in line, and they are doing an excellent job of putting on a display of teamwork. Everyone trying to figure out how to get around this 4-car train that is FSR. The 10 of Duvendak with the 11 of Chase Berry. Final lap here in stage number 2. What is going to go down? Can the 10 of Duvendak make something happen in that outside lane?
And I mean, we're looking pretty close on fuel as well, KR. So these drivers probably have a lap or 2 to the good, but you know, if one stumbles, it could spell disaster here coming to the end of stage number 2.
The 7 of Josh
Milo might be out of gas.
Yeah, he drops down to the apron. That is going to break up the momentum on this inside lane. Here comes Derek Conley to push the 26. Will they have it at the line? And it is going to be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds winning stage 1 and stage 2 as the caution flag is going to come out to wrap up our second stage.
I just happened to look over and seen how long some of these drivers have been out there, and it's upwards of the 25 lap range, KR. So going that long with on your fuel and tires seemed like a bit of a stretch even with the caution laps, but there you have it. Hunter Reynolds getting the job done here at the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, he has been able to stretch his fuel all the way through stage 2. The 7 of Josh Milam, not so much. He is slowing down, trying to get to pit lane. The 26, the 28, a lot of these guys are going to have to hit pit road before catching up to the pace cars. Their tanks are running dry.
Yeah, but with the penalty being end of the line penalty, I'll take the points. I'll take the penalty. I'll take my medicine and go on about my business for the last 40 laps, and then I'm trying to win this thing.
Derek Conley and Robert Duvendak still have not caught up to the pace car, the 28 being scored as the race leader. These guys have really stretched their fuel tanks out, so they are trying to get caught up to the pace car and hit pit road at the appropriate time. And race control is confirming that the 26 of Hunter Reynolds is your stage 2 winner. Now, I was going to say this is going to put several drivers, or we had one car, the 77 of David Booth, one lap down, with the end of this stage, it was going to put him back on the lead lap, and it still is. But now we have the 50 of Sean McCarrick on pit road. So that 50 machine maybe had to take a tow, take the flatbed back to his pit stall. Either way, we're going to end up with 24 cars on the lead lap. The 7 of Josh Milam still hasn't made it to pit road. He is working that thing back and forth. He is now going to go one lap down as the 28 of Derek Conley going to make his way onto pit lane.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think without a push, there's any chance for Milam to get all the way back down to his stall and get some gas back in that thing. So Milam's his night could be very well over with, but you have one or two cautions here in this final stage. He might be able to survive.
Yeah, and that 7 machine finally using the escape button, using the flatbed hauler to get him the rest of the way onto pit lane to fuel for the 7. But the 28 of Derek Conley down and away. Other drivers who have made pit stops, that is the 02 of David Overstreet and the 04 of Mark Mann. They are back out on track, but not sure if Mark Mann came down pit road on that closed pit stop or closed pit lane. We'll see. I do want to point out we have had a car go behind the wall and call it a night, and that is the 62 of Les Levy. So an early exit for the 62 machine.
Yeah, and I mean, it is still impressive that we have almost the entire field is still out there running on track, and we're all the way on at our final stage, halfway through tonight's race, and we still have almost the entire field on track, getting what they can, trying to see who can be the dominant team or car going into the chase. And I haven't seen a clear-cut winner all season.
Yeah, it is going to be a very fun time in the chase, as no one individual is set up better than the other. So with all that being said and all the pit stops being taken care of, let's see if we can't get another word in with our stage 2 winner, and that is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir. How you doing again?
Man, 2 stages here tonight. That 26 machine is on fire, but it looks like maybe it's going to cost you a lot of track position as you had to hit that closed pit stop.
Yeah, we got it really close there. I had to come in. Unfortunately, Josh ran out, which that sucks. He had to take a tow, so we got to get him back. But yeah, I'm gonna be in the back, so we're just gonna have to pull some, I don't know, working my way up or field strategy or something here. But you know, stage 2 win feels good.
Well, man, Hunter, that 26 has done an outstanding job throughout the season and getting some stage wins and accumulating all these bonus points here and there. And, you know, you do have that win for the championship. You got quite a few points in the standings. How confident are you feeling about your championship hopes?
Well, I'm pretty decent actually. As long as we can keep our team rolling here, we got some good momentum right now. We just got to keep making our good team plays and sticking together, helping each other out. But you know, championship's going to be interesting here. I think we got 1 or 2 more weeks left, but all of our teammates are in, fortunately, hopefully, and I think we got some momentum here.
All right, man. Well, before we send you back to talk with your crew to figure out how to run this final stage, any shout outs or thank yous?
Yes, sir. I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates again for helping me out, sticking with me. Shout out to Cody Ober for pushing me up there in front of Josh. You know, broadcast booth, you guys do a good job. Everybody watching, we appreciate. And league admins, you guys do a great job.
That is Hunter Reynolds, driver of the 26 machine, winning both stages here tonight. So far, that 26 has done everything he can except for win the race. He still might get that done here tonight too.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting. I don't think we've had that one happen all season. We could put a check mark in that box. I don't think we have had anybody sweep the entire race, win every stage, and the most important one, the final stage. Uh, it'd be a nice little story.
Well, the field coming to the final stage. Derek Conley in the 28, Will Weber in the 24. Gonna restart on the front row. The 52, that is Randall Cobb, and the 21 of Daniel Holloway gonna make the restart here in row number 2. This one, ooh, all right. Dave, I'm gonna let you call this green flag.
All right, here we go. Pace car lights are off. Gonna make the left-hand turn down to pit road. Field in the hands of your race leader. Derek Connolly fires away on the gas. Back. Green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway. Bit of a gap back to his help from Connolly. So that outside lane's gonna begin to get a little bit of momentum wound up. Will Weber leading the outside lane with help from Holloway. Connolly holding serve down on the bottom as Randall Cobb gets to his bumper side by side down the back stretch. Doubled up for about 4 rows or so. Oh, big move there. Big wiggle after a missed time push, and we've got 3 wide now.
Hunter Reynolds in the 26 up along the wall. That is the 00 of Rob Connors in the middle with the 53 of Dave Hunt down on the bottom. And now the 53 and the 00 going to make contact. Hunter Reynolds goes around. David Booth going and making contact. Connors in the 00 spins at the start finish line and collects Hunt. And that all started coming off of turn number 4 as they were battling 3 wide. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Take a look at this one. The 53 of Hunt comes up a little bit. Connors in the 00 worked his way down. Both drivers going to get together. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 going around. Anthony English in the 40 machines going, not me again. I don't want another piece of this. So the 40 going to have a great shot of the action here. You see the carnage going around as the 00 tried to get it back under control. He's going to tag the 53 of Hunt. And man, that one really scattered cars everywhere.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few cars caught up in this. Hunter Reynolds almost had it kind of saved, if you will. It was already kind of tore up at that point, but another driver just nowhere to go right into him, and yeah, that's gonna put a big hurt on his chances of sweeping today's event.
Several drivers making the break for pit road. While we have a moment to talk about it, I do want to point out that the 62 of Les Levy has rejoined the race. He is 4 laps down and scored in 25th spot. Josh Milam, after running out of fuel, he is 2 laps down in 24th place. And the 50 is Sean McCarrick, finds himself 1 lap down in 23rd.
And it looks like, unfortunately for Milam, he's not going to be able to get a wave around here. Looks like Logan Helton may have stayed out on track, and I believe Donald Stewart also staying out on track in front of Milam, so he's not going to be able to steal one of those laps back just yet.
Yeah, they are on the same pit strategy there, the 63 to 78. They were last on pit road on our last caution, so they have decided to stay out this time, and that is going to really put a damper on the 7 of Josh Milam. Les Levy in the 62, he was hoping they'd hit pit road as well. As I mentioned, he is 4 laps down trying to get back into this thing. Dave Hunt in the 53, been sitting on pit road for a while. trying to work out some of the damage he has had recently added to his race car. And I'll tell you, it's going to be an interesting restart here now that the field is going to have several different strategies as far as fuel and tires.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everybody's still going to have to stop at least one more time. I think Helton and Stewart's strategy is going to bring them close to the rest of the guys as far as fuel goes. They're going to be within about 4 laps or so being able to save fuel here under caution. So they may be able to shrink the lap difference, I guess. I don't know how you would say that. The fuel difference, something like that. That sound right? I don't know. Anyways, that'd be a little bit closer for them. So they should be okay. It should work out. I just confused everybody, didn't I?
Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it, Dave.
My brain hurts.
That happens. That's all right, but Ford Mustang out in front of this field once again. Lights are on the pace car. The 63 of Logan Helton out front, leading some laps here under yellow by virtue of not coming down pit road. Our pole sitter in that 63 machine led early on for a lap or two. Then he has been struggling to get back to that top spot. Here he is once again, that 63, looking for his second win of the season.
And I mean, that would be a good story as well. You know, adding a second win late in the season for a rookie, been running great all year long. I mean, the kid's already got a great story, no pun by saying the kid, by the way. Like, honestly, he's done a phenomenal job in his first season here.
Yeah, 63 machine, been a front runner, as I mentioned, having 6 top 5s so far this season. Right now, he finds himself out in front of the field. Lights have gone out on the pace car. We're going to stack them up, let them loose one more time. We'll see how this restart is going to go. Do want to point out that we do have 23 cars on the lead lap. Josh Milam, first car 2 laps down. Les Levy, he is 4 laps down. Those are our only 2 drivers in that lap down category. So the 63 and the 78 on the front row for this restart. Oh my, 23 cars still on the lead lap. That's 23 cars that have a shot at winning this thing. We're gonna have 40 laps to go when this green flag drops.
Yeah, and from here, you can pretty much split the rest of this race up if you could get another 20 laps out of the tires here. Gonna be a little bit of a stretch for Helton and Stewart, as well as Ober, but if they could possibly stretch it for another maybe 19, 18, they should be good to go to the end. So gonna be real interesting as the pace car starts to duck off.
The Logan Helton in the 63 going to take us on board for this restart as he gets to the throttle, and we are back underway here at Daytona. And Logan Helton in this 63 machine, keeping that left side tires close to the yellow line, getting through the gearbox as cleanly as possible. The 78 of Donald Stewart falling back a little bit while he tries to get to the front bumper of the 24 Will Weber.
And I'm not sure if he went back or if that inside lane just got that good of a restart. Duvendak in the 10 machine now jumping to the outside lane. That's going to pull him closer up there now, side by side with Cody Ober through 3 and 4, looking to try to track down Helton to lead this latest lap on, well, first lap on the restart. I was doing so good.
52 machine of Randall Cobb from Buck Wild Racing. He finds himself third car on the inside lane in that black and orange Hooters machine. And right now, that 52 has a pole on the season, but he would love to get a race win. And Randall Cobb in that 52 has been one of the drivers that finds a way to the front, but not able to always seal the deal.
Yeah, and along those lines, another driver that you had mentioned stats, and I couldn't believe it. Right there, up inside that top 10, running in the outside lane right now, fourth car back, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. He's up inside the top 10, and once again, he's there at the end. But is he going to be able to finish there at the end? Always seems to have something happen to him. It's that top 10 taken away from him, as Logan Hilton still leading that inside lane down the back stretch with the lead. Duvendak surging to the front now with a big push by Stewart.
Duvendak in that yellow and blue 10 machine on the outside lane. The 78 of Stewart shoving him all the way down the straightaway. Backs off just a little bit through the corner, letting that 10 get into the corner how he would like. Get some air to the 78. Meanwhile, the 8 of Cody Ober down on the inside, not letting that 63 rest too easy as they're running nose to tail there, trying to keep that 63 out in front.
Yeah, running nose to tail, probably less than a half of a car length between them at times through the center of the corner. Now pretty much no distance. Big push on that rear bumper of Helton, trying to keep the top spot. Duvendak has a little bit of an advantage right now in the middle of 3 and 4. Helton starting to surge back on the bottom. I believe Helton will have it at the line once again.
Logan Helton in the 63. Our pole winner for tonight at the line. I believe that's going to be Duvendak, who led that lap, but not by much. Logan Helton, though, man, he is putting on a heck of a show here, running as a rookie down on the inside. That car being well controlled. And the 10 of Duvendak, 2 wins on the season, picked him up very early, but then has had some bad luck, some misfortune, things not go his way. He would like to get another win in that 10 machine, but he is the only one right now that is locked into the chase with those 2 wins.
And that has got to be a relieving and a good feeling, knowing that there's only 2 races left and you can just go out there and go for broke. I mean, you're already in, why not send it?
The 24 machine of Will Weber, third car outside lane. He has his teammate, the 28 of Derek Conley, tucked in behind him. They are waiting for the 7 of Josh Milam to get up to him. Josh Milam, even though he is 2 laps down, he can still be a big factor in this race, helping out make that 4-car train of the FSR drivers. But Will Weber in the 24, third car outside lane, the 52 of Randall Cobb, running door to door with him as we're working 34 laps to go.
And with 34 laps to go, looking at all the timing and scoring as they came by that last time, and it looks like our top 14 drivers still within 1 second of each other. So you can throw a blanket over basically your top 15 because the rest of them are right there, still within about 2 seconds of the leader is the entire field. So anything can happen. Everybody still has a shot at it, and we still have green flag pit stops looming in the air in the next 10 laps or so.
We do have our top 20, 1.5 seconds between first to 20th, but then falling back now 13.5 seconds behind. That is the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 77 of David Booth. These 2 cars really kind of off the pace, but they are working together. A little bit slower, but not as slow as the 50 is Sean McCarrick, who has lost the draft. He is out here all by himself, He is now almost half a lap behind and in desperate need of a caution to get caught up to this field.
Meanwhile, up at the front, the 10 of Duvendak slices to the bottom to take over the lead of that inside lane, put him to the top spot as we work lap 69 out of 100 here tonight. 32 laps left to go, KR, and these drivers not giving away just yet. They're still mixing it up all the way through the top 10 spots, side by side, back down the back stretch and into turn 3.
The 24, Will Weber, pushing hard on that 78 machine. He's going to back off going into the corner a little bit, get some air to that 24, but man, FSR now starting to creep to the front of this outside lane. Just one car keeping them away, but Donald Stewart in the 78, man, I'll tell you what, he gets out in front of one of these lanes and he becomes very difficult to pass. 78 machine looking for his first win of the season as well.
And we still have quite a handful of drivers that haven't been to victory lane yet. And as we've said here tonight many times, it's anybody's ball game as long as you're on the lead lap. And in the draft, anything can happen. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen. Drivers run out of gas, drivers blowing up, drivers spinning, drivers finishing backwards. I mean, anything can happen here at OP Racing Super Speedway Series. And Donald Stewart would love to make another first-time thing by going to victory lane here today.
The 63 and the 10 shooting out in front of the 8 at Cody Ober here. They've had a little bit of a breakaway. We go on aboard with the 10 machine. Looking out the back, you can see the momentum that outside lane can generate when they all work together. But man, that inside lane has a ton of cars down on it. Almost has a feel like we're going to start seeing some green flag pit stops here before too long, as there's only 4 cars in that outer lane. Now make it 5 as the 7 of Josh Milam jumps up there.
And it does have that kind of feel to it where we may see drivers duck on down pit road. I think we're still about 5 laps away from that being able to happen and them make it to the end without a caution. And now we see drivers definitely trying to get down there to that bottom lane. Donald Stewart jumping in line, 3rd car on the inside lane. That's going to leave the 24 Will Weber out there leading that 4-car train on the outside. Now Daniel Holloway in the 21 joining that 4-car group. Gonna make it 5, and they're gonna surge back to the front at the line. Duvendak with the nose, just barely.
Now Will Weber in the 24 has his nose out in front. The 10 of Duvendak, though, going to take it away once again as he works his way through 1 and 2 and on to this Daytona back stretch. That is the 50 of Sean McCarrick, about ready to go 1 lap down, as he is going to move to the high side and get swallowed up by this hard charging field.
While you were saying all that, Will Weber jumped down to the bottom, a little bit safer down there going around the back marker, and he's going to lead the field with no problems that time by. Looks like that outside lane's starting to lose a little bit of ground, but there you see Josh Milam. You said it, he can be a big factor, and here he is helping push his teammates up towards the front of the pack in order to take the lead of the race.
The 10 machine of Robert Duvendak, last on pit road 19 laps ago. He has cycled around without a pit stop or one time under caution, so he still has a few laps left in the tank. But when will the 10 machine hit pit road? His tank is a little bit drier than the 24 of Will Weber. I don't know. I don't know if these guys can make it 6 more laps. Duvendak really can't make it 6 more laps. In my opinion, he might be able to, but You know, you make it 6 laps here, that's 20 laps to go. That's inside our fuel window.
Yeah, and the ones I'm really concerned about, KR, is Logan Helton and Donald Stewart. They've been out there the longest, about 2, maybe 3 laps longer than the rest of the field. But I think that's why you see Helton and Stewart, 3rd and 4th car, in line on the inside row. They're able to stay out of the gas a little bit longer, a little bit more than the drivers in front of them and around them. They may be able to save enough gas to be able to pit the drivers that are around.
4 cars in the outside lane. That is the 28 of Derek Conley, the 02 of David Overstreet, the 7 of Josh Milam, and the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Those 4 cars now have the momentum to push the 28 of Conley to the race lead. But again, that inside lane surging forward to the front through the corners.
And we'll see that time and time again. It's the accordion effect that we talk about so many other times here at the super speedways, Talladega, Daytona here tonight, whether it's this one or the legacy, the old one, whatever you want to call it. You'll see it. They just go back and forth until one gets a good surge. They'll be out in front for a minute, but the other line always and eventually comes back.
The 4 of Rick Sebrands now leading a second group of drivers. That 4 machine has the 23 of Brian Mansfield pushing him, along with the 11 of Chase Berry. And, you know, as these drivers try to close the gap here and make it one big pack, they are quickly closing in on the 44 of Rodney Cobb.
And I don't know. I'm kind of not liking what I'm seeing here, KR. It looks like all the drivers going to be stretching it to almost be pitting the entire field at one time. This is going to be a very busy pit road with the way the fuel windows are looking for all the drivers out there. We may have a group of 4 come by themselves. Oh!
Cars going around here in turns 3 and 4. Big stack up. The 11 of Chase Berry, Brian Mansfield involved. The 02 of Overstreet involved. The 10 of Robert Duvendak also getting a piece of that. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and take another look at this one. As the 7 drops down in front of the 24, the 24 looked like maybe he checked up. And that is what started all of this. And cars just come piling in with nowhere to go. Full head of steam. It is hard to woe these things up. And you can see just slight contact is all it takes. Man, what a big stack up. And that is going to bring out the caution, and so much for green flag pit stops.
Yeah, KR. That's my fuel window and strategy, and we'll throw that right back there in the trash can because it doesn't matter at all anymore. Fuel window going to be open for the entire field. Now it's just who's got the guts and wants the glory. We're going to have less than 20 laps to go when we go back. Green flag racing.
Should see almost everyone hit pit lane. The cars that stay out are going to be the ones that are not able to come down pit road, as it will be closed to them. That would be the 7 of Josh Milam, the 50 is Sean McCarrick. Maybe going to see a few try and make it, but the 00, that's Rob Connors. He does not come down pit road. He was on the lead lap. Connors maybe going to hit pit lane when it's not as busy. The 63 going to win the race off the pit road. Logan Helton, fuel and tires, left side tires. Or I'm sorry, they were left side to me, but it looked like right side only for Logan Helton. But man, what a great pit stop for that 63.
Are you right that it's left?
No, I have no idea.
I was facing south. I don't know.
I looked up. I zigged when I should have zagged.
Well, man, KR, I mean, what? It's so hard to ask the question, what do you think's going to happen? Because we know anything can happen, but I mean, we're down under 20 laps to go. It's going to be about 18 laps when we go back green flag racing here to the end of this thing, maybe to the end of this thing. What do you think's going to happen? I even said it's going to be a tough one to answer, but I mean, oh man.
I'll tell you what, if I'm a driver in this situation and the 00 of Rob Connors not coming down pit road, so interesting strategy for this 00, but if I'm, you know, somebody that's sitting maybe in the mid pack, kind of going to pull my belts a little bit tighter and really get up on the wheel, be ready for anything. I got one more run at this. You can make your way to the front in about 5 to 6 laps if you can get the right moves. You get some people moving, you know, jump up to that outside lane, try and make that third lane happen. You could possibly find yourself up at the front of the field if you were buried deep right here. But I'll tell you, high risk, high reward situation running in that third lane. It gets real tight going through the tri-oval as everyone trying to, you know, stay alive, keep their hopes going for their own race win. But if I'm one of these guys at the front of the field, my first move is going to be try and get down to that inside lane and be that first car on that inside lane. That is the preferred line right here. It's not always the fastest, but you know, you can be that lead car in that inside lane. You got a good shot at winning this race.
I tell you what, my decision is going to be based on me yelling in the crew chief's ear, do I got the repair still? If I still got that fast repair, watch out. If I don't, then I'm going to make sure I play it a little bit smart, still be a little bit aggressive, but offensively defensive, if that makes any type of logical sense. Because I got to be there at the end. But if I got that repair, I might shove it on into 3 wide, possible 4 wide situation, just because I know I got a little security blanket here at the end of this thing.
The 00 of Rob Connors finally going to peel off and hit pit road. And with that being said, Rob Connors going to have a little more fuel than everyone else. He might, this is a big might, if he can save some, have enough to cover one green-white checkered attempt. And maybe that was the 00's plan all along. We'll see how that plays out for the 00 of Rob Connors. Everyone else going to be very tight on fuel if we get a green-white checkered situation.
And he may be banking on that race trend. Hopefully I don't have to throw away the race trend page as well. But here at the newer Daytona, we have seen a caution fly inside the last 10 laps, the last 2 races. So maybe Connor's crew chief trusting the numbers. I trusted numbers and fuel, and you see what I had to do with that. So we'll see what happens here.
63 of Logan Hilton going to be restarting on the inside of this front row. On his outside will be the 28 of Derek Conley. Inside row number 2, the 78 of Donald Stewart, and the 24 of Will Weber. As the lights are out on the pace car, it is going to head for pit road. Down and away it goes. Logan Helton, no time to have butterflies in the stomach. Get up after it, get on that wheel and get going, because here comes the 28 of Derek Conley with a better launch on the start. But Logan Helton's going to have the 78 get to his back bumper first, and that is going to propel that 63 to the race lead down through 1 and 2.
Yeah, but that outside lane, KR looks a little bit more organized. It has 5 drivers nose to tail, as the inside lane just now getting their top 3 cars in line. And you see Conley surging towards the front. He's going to be able to clear Helton, not dropping to the bottom yet. Now that 63 starting to pull back side by side, working their way off of the banking in 4 to the tri-oval. Helton surging back towards the lead here on this restart.
Logan Helton to the front. He's going to lead that lap, give him 13 laps to his credit out front. And now we have 17 laps to go. The 44 of Rodney Cobb, Rodney Cobb in the 44, tucking in behind his teammate Randall Cobb in the 52. Buck Wild Racing got 2 drivers that they can rely on right now. Not only that, but another Buck Wild driver, the 35 of Doug Rice, trying to get up to him. The 53 of Dave Hunt, trying to make it 4 cars for this Buck Wild Racing.
Seeing a lot of movement at a lot of cars up there at the front in this draft. Looks like the bump drafting's getting a little bit more aggressive. You see a lot of movement through the corners now. Drivers may be pushing a little bit further in the center of the corner than they were before, engaging a little bit sooner coming off of the corner exit. So, things definitely ratcheting up. The heat's getting turned up. It's about to go down, man.
The 63 going to pull out ahead just a little bit. The 28 of Conley going to use the momentum from the high side to try and get back to the front. Conley not going to make it by the time they get to the start-finish line. But man, oh man, Logan Helton in the 63 down on that yellow line. Dave, I said it under caution. I want to be that first car on that inside lane. That's where I want to be. It may not always be the fastest, but here at the closing stages of this race, that is exactly where I want to sit.
Yeah, for the next 6 or so laps, I'd like to be that lead car, but coming down 3 to go, I'd like to be Donald Stewart right there. There you see what I was about to say, being able to jump out, take the lead of that outside lane. We've seen it happen, the switch here multiple times tonight, multiple times throughout the season. There you see Stewart surging to the front of the field. He's going to clear Helton with no problem and bring the 28 down with him.
Logan Helton falling to 3rd place just like that. Derek Conley moves into 2nd on that inside lane, but Logan Helton going to return the favor. He slices up to the high side. He's got the momentum. He's going to try and make the move stick, as he's got the 24 Will Weber on his back bumper. They head off into turns 3 and 4. The 78 of Donald Stewart starting to think about how he can win this thing. He's going to have to make that 78 real wide, though.
And it was a very well-timed move there by Helton, but I think being the 3rd car in line trying to pull that switch, I don't think you can get the draft and the help to do it. I think it has to come from that 2nd car in line, as Connolly now going to take his chances with it. He jumps to that outside lane. Big push by Helton. That's going to clear Connolly. Does he clear with Helton? That's the question. Not going to do it. Helton's going to lead that outside lane.
Logan Helton to the outside lane race lead, but Derek Conley in the 28 down on the inside. Now Donald Stewart in the 78. He's seen that move happen several times, done it himself. Can he pull it off? He's going to need some room to do that. The 63 with him running door to door with the 28 is going to keep that 78 boxed in, but all it takes is one little slip up as we look out the front of the 28 of Derek Conley. You can see nice easy movements on the steering wheel, and he is right there on that yellow line, keeping that inside lane protected. Doesn't want to drift up any at all when you're coming up off the corner.
And there for a moment towards the back of that outside lane, Josh Milam was looking like he was wanting to go 3 wide, looked a few corners, decided to just drop back in line. So both lines with about the same number of drivers in it. All these drivers put the floor trying to get the job done. Looks like Connolly, no, that's Stewart dropping down to the bottom, gonna take over the lead. Now Connolly jumps out in front of Helton.
Conley making the move off of turn number 2. He's going to try and be that lead car on the inside lane. He's got the 63 of Logan Helton on his back bumper. Can he clear the 78 through the corner? Not going to get it done. Here comes Donald Stewart on the inside. He's going to have the momentum through the corner, but Conley going to carry it down the front stretch.
Surging past the inside lane on the outside is the 28 of Conley. Not going to be able to clear, but he is going to lead the lap that time by. Now able to clear, drops back down to the bottom in front of Stewart. Stewart not quite clear of Helton to make that jump. Look for him. Make that move off of 2 one more time. Not going to do it that time by. Helton pulling back even with Stewart, now gaining ground on Conley.
Looking out the back of Derek Conley's 28 machine, you can see the 63 of Logan Helton starting to fall back through the corner. But as long as that 63 stays tucked in tight to the 78, Stewart not going to be able to make the move off the corner that we have seen lap after lap. He stays tucked in behind Conley at the line. Derek Conley leads another lap, but the hard-charging 63 of Logan Helton going to move forward and now door-to-door with the 28 as they go into turn number 1.
And just want to also mention your top 15 all right here running with each other within 1 second of each other. Keep in mind, we are 9 laps to go, working lap 92 halfway down the back stretch. So the intensity is just going to get bigger. The space is going to get smaller. The pushes are going to get longer. And the moves are going to come quicker and quicker. Contact between Helton in the 51. No, sorry, that was the 52 down there on the inside lane. Now Stewart surging forward, no problem. Helton clear as well. Both of those drivers drop to the inside lane in 1 and 2.
We have 8 laps to go. The battle at the front of the field continues to be intense. Right now, Donald Stewart in the 78 leading the charge. The lap car, that is the 40 machine of Anthony English. He's the last car on the lead lap. He is going to have to get out of the way. He drops down to the inside. Smart move there by the 40. Wants no piece of this. The 28, Derek Conley going to move up in front of the 24. Logan Helton has room, doesn't make the move to the high side just yet. Now he's going to move up in front of the 28 of Conley, and that is going to leave the 78 waiting for the 52 to get to his back bumper. Cobb going to get there, but not before the 63 is going to clear Donald Stewart.
And I think if you're Helton here, you've got to wait for your help to clear. You got to be able to, if they pull the switch, you be able to do the re-switch here. Now Connolly looking to the inside. He's going to make the move. That's going to leave Helton waiting for help. Will Weber now at his aid. But Connolly digging on the inside lane with help from Stewart as well as Cobb.
The 78 machine now pushing the 28. Logan Helton in the 63 on that outside lane. Will Weber in the 24, second car outside lane. We're going to have 6 laps to go as this battle really now going to ratchet up another notch. The 11 of Chase Berry trying to make something happen in the third lane. He's going to get into the wall a little bit. The 95 of Mayer going to tag him. They keep it straight. And now we're back down to 2 by 2 as everyone's wiggling. The impact to these back bumpers really starting to upset these cars as the drivers are really starting to shove hard. And the caution flag is going to come out. Doug Rice in the 35 machine has gone around. So too has the 23 of Brian Mansfield. And we are going to get a break to catch our breath. But man, what a unfolding of events here at Daytona.
And at least, well, unfortunately, at least I get to keep the track trend rolling. This is going to make the 3rd race in a row that we've seen caution flag fly in with under 10 laps left to go in the race here at the newer Daytona International Speedway. So unfortunately, that trend's going to stay alive, but fortunately, that's going to give us a little bit more intense racing here coming to the final laps in this race. Not sure if we will get back green flag racing before we go to a green white checkered here, KR.
Watching the replay of this, the 26 Hunter Reynolds winning at 2 stages here tonight. Looks like he tried to go 3 wide and then the door just closed on him, bringing out the caution as the 23 and the 35 can get caught up in this. We're going to take one more look. Doug Rice in that 35 machine from Buck Wild Racing. They work their way off of turn number 2 down this backstretch. You see the 26 Hunter Reynolds going 3 wide. Mark Mann in the 04 down to his inside. Mark Mann taking evasive action, cutting through the grass. Able to keep it straight, but man, that was a close one for the 04 machine. And now 4 laps to go. Derek Conley in the 28, down on the apron trying to conserve fuel. The 40 of Anthony English going to get his lap back. He was the only car 1 lap down, so he gets the free pass. But Conley in the 28, he knows his tank's getting close to being dry, and if we get another green white checkered attempt, these guys may not have enough fuel to get to the end of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of drivers inside that top 15, should we get a second green white checkered, they're going to be in some big time trouble. But if we can stay green flag racing from here, I'm liking where Helton is going to line up. He'll be second car inside row right there. If he's able to stay on Connolly's bumper long enough, he may be able to pull that switch and not have a lot of time left in the race for Connolly to try to pull the re-switch.
All right, let's take a moment and talk to a driver from Buck Wild Racing. That is the 52 of Randall Cobb. Let's see if we can get a word in with him. Randall Cobb, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you, KR.
That 52 machine right now finds itself in 4th place here. Tell us about the action going on just in front of you and how many times you have had to hold your breath.
Well, a few times. I definitely, I'm assuming you saw, went down below the yellow towards the infield earlier. I'm not sure if that was my driver error or what, but that was a little nerve-wracking to say the least, for sure.
Well, the 52 has had a pole for the season, started on the front row again here tonight, and that 52 looking for its first win with Buck Wild Racing here at Daytona. What's it going to take for you to win here, bud?
Well, it's going to take some teamwork. I got my brother back here behind me. I think he should be starting behind me on this restart. So, you know, we got to deal with FSR as always, and the kid Helton up here, he's always tough. So, I mean, it's just going to take some teamwork and honestly probably a whole lot of luck.
All right, man. Well, that 52 machine having a solid night here. Want to wish you luck for these last few laps. And before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous?
Yeah, sure, man. Like I always appreciate you guys doing this broadcast, man. It's an awesome job you guys do. Shout out to all my teammates here at Buck Wild Racing, all 5 of us now. And a little special shout out. I got a buddy of mine, Chris Goff, watching. So, yeah, just ready to try to get a win here and get in the playoffs. I appreciate everything you guys do.
That is the driver of the 52 machine, Randall Cobb from Buck Wild Racing. Going to find himself 4th place for this restart. Tucked in right behind the 63 of Logan Helton right now as the lights go out on the pace car. We're going to stack them up and let them fly one more time here tonight.
Yeah, but the question is it going to be for the final time? Who's willing to just kind of let the cards fall where they may, and who is hungry to get to victory lane? Will it be a driver that we've seen in victory lane so far this season, or can we see a first time winner, not only this season, but a first time winner ever? Have to wait these final 2 laps before we find out. But KR, I'm sure intensity is something that we are not going to lack.
No, it is going to be a wild few laps here at OP Racing. The 28 of Derek Conley in control of this field for this restart. The 78 of Donald Stewart on his outside. Stewart looking for his first win. Can he get that win and be one of those drivers who squeaks in at the last minute to this championship contention battle that's going to be happening in 2 weeks? Oh man, here we go. Get that pace car out of the way. We want to see this thing get back to green flag racing. There it goes down and away. Derek Conley in control of the field. Donald Stewart on his outside. Conley a little late to the throttle. Stewart with an excellent restart. He's going to pull out in front, but nobody to the back bumper of this front row. Here comes the 52 of Cobb and the 44. Can they work together to get Buck Wild Racing its first win? They're going to get to the back bumper of the 78, but meanwhile, Logan Helton in the 63. He is pushing hard on the 28 of Conley. Slight contact there, the 63 down on the inside. Is he going to be able to get up into line? Oh man, they are all over the track. Logan Helton losing ground as he has had his momentum broke up. Now the 24 of Will Weber 3 wide with the 44, and Derek Conley able to survive all of that with the race lead. The 78 of Donald Stewart behind him. Oh, the 52 hard impact. And we are going to get the white flag. Final time around.
Final time around. Big wreck after contact between Helton and other drivers. I'm not sure what that number was there, but few drivers with some bad finishes now on their hands. Helton, third car back, but your top 2, Stewart and Conley, breaking away from the field. Here comes Mayer and Weber on the outside lane with some momentum. What's gonna happen? Will we see 3 wide? Will Stewart jump out, try to block? Not gonna be able to do it. Connolly still leading this field on their way through the tri-oval.
Derek Conley to the outside. He's gonna get a shot from his teammate, and Derek Conley by a front tire gonna win this race. Donald Stewart gave it all he had, and he's gonna come away in second place with Will Weber finishing in third place. Randall Cobb in the 52 going to have to try again another week. Let's back this up to our instant replay and see if we can catch what happened to Buck Wild Racing. Take one more try at this, as that was a pretty far backup. You see that 63 make contact with the 52. The 44, the 82, Mark Mann getting involved. Everybody piling in as this was the last lap. Go big or go home. Everyone getting a piece of that one. But man, Derek Conley able to survive all of that and picks up his second win on the season here in the 28 machine.
I've got nothing more than wow. You were giving a great call to the end, and I was just enjoying it, listening and watching what was going down on track. Man, it was a crazy finish once again here in Daytona.
That it was, and guys, we're gonna step away from the microphones. We're gonna set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to talk to our podium finishing drivers. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our post-race show as we have caught up with our race winner. That is the 28 of Derek Conley, as he gives a slight little kiss to his teammate, the 24 machine of Will Weber. But Derek, you pull out an outstanding finish here tonight. FSR picking up the first two stages and now the race win. Is this a statement race for everyone as we head in towards the championship here in 2 weeks?
Well, first off, I want to start off by apologizing to mine and Will's other two teammates, Josh and Hunter. At the end of stage 2, I made a very bad pit call and ended up pretty much costing them their race. I feel like complete garbage for that. The win does not make up for that. I still feel like garbage, but I am sorry. But we'll move on to 07 and we'll do better. So as far as a statement race, I don't know. I mean, it felt really good. Felt like we were up front pretty much all night. I think we're finally starting to really gel together as a team, which is an awesome time since we have one more regular season race. But yeah, I mean, things are starting to really come together, and I cannot wait for the playoffs.
Well, the 28 machine led for 17 laps in total here tonight, led the most important lap. Tell us about that last lap and maybe seeing all the carnage going on behind you, but being able to hold off Donald Stewart as well.
Well, I knew when we took the green-white checkered, I was going to basically just have to make my vehicle 3 to 4 lanes wide because some of these animals will take it below the yellow. So I knew I was going to have to get real wide and just play block for 2 laps. The wreck that happened, I honestly didn't see it because I was too fixated for 2 laps looking at the front end of Logan Helton and Donald Stewart once he got behind me. That's all I saw was where that front end was. They told me that they were wrecking, but I was just too focused on that.
Well, Derek, you pick up your second win of the season, man. Congratulations on that. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
As always, I want to thank you and Dave for broadcasting. I want to thank Alex, Rob, and Cody for putting on the league. Josh, Hunter, Will, Ernie, if you're out there listening, thank all of them, the best teammates in the world. Thank R&R Controls for coming on board as a sponsor. And thank everybody that comes and watches these races. I mean, we do this for fun, but we also love having people come out and just enjoy their time, especially in times like this where all the sports are off. You know, this is a place where friends and family can come and just hang out.
Yeah, it is a great way to practice social distancing using the internet. But not only that, came out and saw a great race here tonight at Daytona, man. And Derek, congratulations on your second win of the season.
Appreciate it, KR.
Derek Conley in the 28, getting it done here tonight at Daytona. But Dave, you've caught up with our second place finisher here tonight.
Yes, I have, KR, and Donald Stewart, driver of the 78, coming home with a second place finish here today, man. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty blessed. Getting a second place racing against these fellas. They're the best of the best that here on iRacing, as far as I'm concerned. And congratulations to Derek. That was a hard fought win back there, and just appreciate all the clean racing.
Walk us through that the green-white checkered there. What was going through your mind when you seen the cars and carnage behind you coming to get the white flag?
Well, actually, my heart sunk because my teammate was in that carnage, and basically he was right behind me, and he was going to come up to me, and we were going to gang up on Derek and hopefully get the win, but he got caught up in some carnage back there. So it was basically me and Derek. So basically what I did was just stay behind Derek and try to get as far ahead as we could of everybody, and then I was going to pull out and make it too wide and just me and him race for the win.
Well, my man, a second is nothing to hang your head about. No, it's not where you wanted, one spot back from there, but still nothing to hang your head about here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. So great job once again, Donald. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd like to thank the teammates over there at Checkered Flag Motorsports. A couple of them had a pretty rough night tonight, but me and Logan, we stuck it in there, and appreciate Logan's all his help and everything, and communications we were having on the radio back and forth, trying to coach each other. Appreciate you guys. You know, you're the best on iRacing as far as I'm concerned in broadcasting, and all the admins over there at OP. It takes a lot to put on one of these and make it a class act like they do. It takes a lot of time that a lot of us don't see, and they just need a good shout out for that.
All right, man. Well, I know I appreciate the comments there. I'm sure the admins as well as KR does as well. And we'll catch up with you at 07 next week.
Yeah, 4. Y'all have a good night.
All right, KR. I believe you've finally had a chance to catch up with some guy named Will.
I have caught up with Will Weber, and that is our third place finisher. And Will, you're going to bring it home in third, but not for a lack of trying, as you survive a lot of carnage going on and cross the start finish line almost 3 wide as the 95 machine and the 63 make contact just below you. Tell us about your race out there tonight.
Oh yeah, man. That green white checkered was basically a 100-lap race for me, as far as I'm concerned. But man, what a night for FSR. We were up front all night, and like Derek said, unfortunately, our teammates kind of got caught up in it with a pit call. But let me tell you, at the beginning of that green white checkered, I did not know or think that that lap was going to go that way, but that was fun.
Well, the 24 having a race win to your credit, coming home with a third place finish here, helping boost that points. And Derek Conley with the race win from FSR. You know, the drivers here tonight from FSR really put on a heck of a show about teamwork and everything. You know, what more could be said that, you know, really about this team?
Well, I will say I joined FSR this year, and from the moment I joined this league, I guess it was a little over a year ago now, they were immediately recognizable. Their cars, the way they drove, they were constantly winning races, winning stages, and I always just hoped that I could be with a team and teammates like them, much less be on their team. So here I am now, and I'm part of the team, and man, it's been a good time, and it's not just the wins and everything else either. Like, we genuinely have a good time together, and like Derek said, I think everything's beginning to mesh on the racetrack now, which no better time to do it than start of the playoffs coming up.
That's for sure. Now that 24 machine has a stellar paint job week in and week out. What can you tell us about your paint schemes?
Yeah, man. So 4X graphics, just a little thing that I'm doing. I'm doing kind of on the side just for the heck of it, for fun. And I made this guy 2 weeks ago after I got a little frustrated, and I think I've dubbed it the Mean Machine. Uh, but it's a fun little hobby, and something to kind of take a personal touch to the racetrack.
All right, man. Well, that 24 machine walks away from Daytona with a third place finish. Any other shout outs or thank yous you need to give?
Yeah, man. Thank you for my teammates. Obviously, incredible year so far. So hopefully we can keep this going. Thank you guys in the booth. Always fun to have you guys call our races. I love going back and watching the broadcast. Thank you to the OP admin group. Everything they do, time, resources, just everything. And then a little special shout out for me. My parents have actually watched the last 2 weeks. So shout out to mom and dad in South Mississippi.
All right, Will. Well, congratulations on third place, man. Nice job out there tonight.
Thanks, KR.
Will Weber bringing it home in third, making it 2 out of 3 spots for FSR on the podium. Man, what a race that FSR had here tonight. And Dave, not only for FSR, but man, these guys were up on the wheel all night long.
Absolutely. They were had a little bit of issues in stage number 1. We seen some craziness in stage 2 coming to the end of the race. Well, we all seen what happened got to a green white checkered situation, and then some more craziness coming to the white flag. I thought the caution was going to fly before they crossed the line. It didn't. We stayed green. Man, what a finish. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a good one. Another outstanding race by OP Racing. They do this week in, week out, put on a heck of a show for us. But guys, nothing left but to go through our results here tonight. Derek Conley winning the race. Second place going to Donald Stewart in the 78, and third, the 24 of Will Weber, with Logan Helton in fourth. And rounding out your top five will be the 95 of James Mayer.
The 11 of Chase Berry going to walk away with sixth, finishing seventh, the 23 of Brian Mansfield. Eighth spot going to go to the 35 of Doug Rice, finishing in ninth, the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Rounding out your top 10, the 50 of Sean McCarrick.
The 53 of Dave Hunt going to be in 11th. 12th place goes to Cody Ober in the 8th. 13th will be the 40 of Anthony English. Hunter Reynolds finishing 14th. And 15th spot will be the 52 of Randall Cobb.
And Batman, not the hot man here tonight, going to walk away in 16th with his 04 machine. The 17th spot gonna go to his teammate, the 4 of Rick Seabrands. 18th spot, the 44 of Rodney Cobb. 19th, the 80
Connors. 23rd, Les Levy. The 02 of David Overstreet going to finish 24th. And 25th will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway. And of course, the 14 machine, that is Cody Eldred, our race control here tonight. We thank you, as always, Cody, for being out here with us week in and week out. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We thank everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you next Monday night, April 13th, as we go to Legacy Daytona. So, it's the new thing that iRacing is calling it. Instead of Daytona 07, it is now Legacy Daytona. So I hope to see you all there, as it will be a bumpy race all night long. And so for myself and Dave, guys, we'll catch you later.